Okay, let's try this again. I'm exhausted, so in case you can't tell, it's just been just a crazy week. But I wanted to get you this second part of the wood brick fuel. Those of you who are new, check the YouTube tragedy video. You find out a lot of these videos that I've been posting are reposts, and the wood brick fuel was a repost. In fact, when I watched the video, the part 1 video that's now a part 1, I realized that it didn't quite edit the way it's on my iMovie, so I don't know if something didn't save right. I don't care, it's staying up there as is. So it's been brutal loading all these up and trying to anyway, you don't want to hear about that. You want to hear about wood brick fuel. That's why you clicked on here. So let's get into it. Basically it's a 20 pack of wood brick compressed wood. I'm going to show a little more of a close-up on these bricks further in the video, but I can't stress how much I love this stuff. And from what I understand, it's only in the Northeast area. I think they're out of Pennsylvania, if I'm not mistaken. So I think if you express interest, you know, email them, find out if they're going to be, I'll leave a link to the wood brick fuel site down below, and send them an email. See if you can get, I think out west someone from Texas said they didn't have it, so I guess it's just a Northeast thing. So I can't, like I said, stress enough. Basically, I've worked out that you can, I use about 4 packs in a 24-hour period. Now that may seem like a lot, but I tend to leave my house at around 80 degrees because I'm a freak. I just like hot weather. I'm living in the wrong part of the country, I think, but I really enjoy hot weather, and so I like to keep my house warm for me, you know. And although it took some conditioning with the wife, every once in a while I get a little crazy, like I put too much in, and next thing you know it's like 90 something degrees in the room, and I'm not that affected by it, but my wife is literally like, and I'm like, what's the matter, honey? You hot? Yeah. Anyway, it's usually, you could probably get away with, if you're a normal human being other than myself, you probably get away with using about 3 packages every day, and I will, or within a 24-hour period, that is. This video is just gonna cycle an average day of how I use this stuff and how it burns and all the different things that I talked about. I'm just gonna give you a kind of a little rundown. So enjoy. I hope this helps. Well, here's a closer look at the brick itself. It's just compacted wood. There's no chemicals involved. They have that outer layer right there that kind of holds it together, and I think they put that outer layer too just to help it catch fire and burn easier, you know, quicker lighting of the brick. And it's about 6 inches long, and your average size of a normal masonry brick, really. And that's pretty much it. It's very easily stackable inside your stove, and that's one of the things I love about it as well. And here I just put paper, you know, stack up a whole bunch of paper and throw about 5, 6, or 7 of them in there just to get a good, decent startup of flame. And they give directions where you can pyramid the bricks and then put the paper in the middle. I don't really need to do that. It lights pretty easily, and this is what I usually do, and it helps you know, deal with some of my cardboard and paper and different stuff that I just burn, you know. Instead of recycle, I burn it. That's my recycling. And basically, once I light this, it probably takes about a half an hour to really heat up, but it all depends, especially if I'll leave the damper wide open when I first light all of this. And this whole process of this sped up video, this is basically, took 17 minutes. The temperature of the room was about 71 degrees. I didn't film the very beginning of the temp, but you'll have to forgive me. And within 17 minutes, the temperature rose up. I have a fan that turns on once the stove gets hot enough. But even when I don't have electricity, I have one of the fans that you can buy that you put on top of your wood-burning stoves. And it works off of the heat, which causes the fan, creates its own electricity through the heat. And that's what I use if the power is out. So either which way, the fan is a must-have too, just to help be able to distribute the heat around the room more efficiently. And usually, of course, I'll have the door closed while this is happening. And during this process is where it smokes the most. This is where you'd see the most smoke. But later in the video, I'll show you the difference of when it's in full burn and when it's just beginning to light. And usually when it's just beginning to light or in this process, this is obviously where the most of the smoke will be rising through your flue. It really roars pretty heavy, and I'll let it burn down to kind of a layer of ash, and then that layer of ash is what I build off of. This is basically in full burn, and I have to add that I've taken the flue and put it all the way down, or the damper. I put the damper all the way down to the bottom, so the least amount of oxygen is going into that stove. And look at the burn you're having off of this. It's incredible. And like I said, the room was at 70 degrees, but within a short period of time, basically 17 minutes, I think it was 17 minutes, 40 seconds, between my initial lighting and the temperature of the room being 72 degrees, and then it going up to 80-something degrees, which you'll see in the next clip coming up. I don't know why I didn't film the before temperature, but oh well. Well, there you go, 82 degrees, 17 minutes. This is what it looks like once it's burned down, and you've got that layer of this hot ash, and it is blazing hot. I mean, when you're throwing the bricks in, you're just doing everything to keep from burning your hand. It's just really hot. This is what I'll do right before I go to bed. This is about 9 p.m. I went to bed early, and I usually stack it a little better than that, but like I said, it was really hot. That fine ash of the spent wood brick fuels. And there I have the damper all the way down as usual. And what I'll do is I'll just shut the door and let this thing go. And it will burn all night. And we'll go into the next clip and I'll show you what we have first thing in the morning. And here we are, first thing in the morning. So 9 at night. I got up around 7 in the morning. And we're going to be opening this up and see what we got in there. That's quite a long time. And the fan was blowing at this time. Like I said, it only turns on when the stove is hot enough. And the fan was still blowing. And here you go. You still have red hot ambers to use to stack it up. And what I'll usually do is if I'm going to work, I'll restack it up just to keep the house hot. And when I come home, I'll usually leave around 6 in the morning, and I'll come home probably about 5:30 in the evening, and I'll have this exact same situation where you have the ambers to restart, and the house will be nice and warm. It's just amazing. It's saved a lot on oil this year too. And here it is. I'm throwing it in, stacking it up again. And this, basically in this stage, is where it smolders the most. And if you look at my chimney, that's the amount of smoke that comes out when you're first stacking it in, like you saw in that previous clip. And that's pretty much, it can even be even more smoke than that, depending on how many you have in. And the room is in a solid 73 degrees in the morning. Here we are. It went ablaze once I restacked that wood. or I mean the fuel. And here you have the flue. This is what it looks like with it burning like you just saw. It's just an amazing thing. And within no time at all, that 73 degrees on my thermostat was back up to 82, 83. Well, I hope this video helped. It's reasonably priced. It depends on the people who are selling it. Sometimes some distributors will sell it for more than others, so you kind of shop around. And it really, I mean, it only averaged, I mean, of course, if I didn't have it have to be delivered, it was probably about $150 more than if I was buying a cord of wood. Yeah, is it pricey? It's a little bit pricey, but it really worked out especially this year. I got a lot of use out of it. I was able to pace it and try to play around with it this year, and I love this stuff. You can put it in your basement. It doesn't bring in bugs. It stacks, and it's something to have in your house, especially as a backup to maybe your own wood. So if you get into a really bad raw situation where you have to be a little bit more covert, this stuff is a little bit easier to use because it doesn't give out that smoke signature. So anyway, that's it. Any questions, comments, just throw them in. I'll try to get back to each individual as soon as possible. Oh, it looks terrible, huh? Great camera work. Shine it right into the light. Anyway, take care, guys. Thanks for subbing, supporting, and do your best and let God do the rest, guys. Take care.